Hey there, and good afternoon, everyone. This is Trader Tim from eMoney Mind. I'm here to help you improve your trading so that you can become financially free and thus live the lifestyle that you want. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the gap up today in the eMoney S&P, a couple of trade setups from today, and kind of walk you through my thought process on a situation where we gap up after we've already been in an uptrend for a while. So today we gapped up into new highs, and anytime that I see a gap up that's following an uptrend, I'm always thinking, this is kind of an exhaustive move. Whereas a gap up, like down here at the beginning of last month, that was preceded by a downtrend, that's a gap up that I want to be buying because it's sort of starting potential for starting a new trend. And indeed, I did add to some long positions and put on some swing trades there as well. So today, gapping up at highs. Yes, I realize we have open space, meaning there's no resistance to the left of us. But from a short-term day trading perspective, I want to be kind of going with the most recent momentum. And so I noticed right off the bat we were not able to make a new high. Or I'm sorry, we made a new high by one tick and then immediately sold off. So rather than making a new high and then being kind of followed through with more buying and people chasing the market, and boom, we're up 2, 3 points. Uh, we only made a new high by one tick and then fell down, broke this series of higher highs and higher lows, all within the first 15 minutes. Broke the swing low, broke the low to high on the morning, like so, broke its 61.8, and set up in a very nice short at 29.80s. And taking that short, knowing that Friday's close was all the way down here at 29. 54.75. So we had a lot of room to go to fill that gap. And if you look at where we ended up at the end of the day, bounced right off that gap fill. Tends to be the case. We fill the gap, get a rally, and we actually paused right at the 50% short. If you use yesterday's low, afternoon's low to high of today, you can see how we kind of also saw some. We're still holding the 61.8 of the long, so we're kind of stuck between the 250s at this point. So going into tomorrow, watching for one of the 61.8s to break, and that being the direction that I would look to follow through with. Um, in terms of managing this trade, just using the each candle's high to trail your stop down when you start moving really quickly. I mean, these candles were forming in like 3 or 4 seconds, and it's like boom, the next candle, boom, the next candle. So as long as the candle's making a new low, I'll move my stop down. So in this situation where all three of these lows are the same, I just leave my stop up here. That way, if you get a couple of inside bars, you don't get taken out if you were to bring your stop above each of these candles. And then with the last couple of contracts, I trailed the extension here from high to low, and then just returned to drawing the traditional down here once we kind of resumed, and I saw that okay, we tend what tends to happen is you get one extension, a low to low, and then it returns to a traditional high to low. Then we had a low tick down here about 26 minutes into the day, and broke the swing high right here, this guy. And so I used that as a opportunity to take a long, and I drew up the full halfway back short. And you can use that level, 29.77 and a quarter, as a target for the long. I always like to keep one or at least one, maybe two contracts in case it keeps going. I don't like to close the whole position out, but what I'll do at that area is just get real aggressive with my stop so that if the short does trade away, then I'm out of my long, and then I can be looking for shorts. You may have noticed or even taken this as a long setup over here. The reason I chose not to take that as a long is because we've got this big short above us, high to low for the day. And yes, we had a double bottom down here. And yes, we rallied and broke the swing high. But if I draw this next short up, notice how we trade at the short before we pull back to the long. So even if you're not in this short, the market, you kind of have to respect that there are shorts in play and you have to pass on the long setup. So I chose not to take that as a long. There wasn't really a good short right up in here that I could get in, and I'm taking the rest of the week off from trading. I'll be on vacation, and so having the two winners off the bat is it's always kind of nice to go into a weekend or vacation with on a positive note. So I just kind of chose to leave it at that for this morning. So if you are planning to trade this week, be careful. I would not trade on Friday. We expect it to be very, very light. Anytime you get a holiday with the kind of the one day in between, lots of traders use that as an opportunity to take vacation. And just use the time to kind of get away from the screen and refresh and recharge. We will be back next week with the live trading room, and I'll probably be a little bit slower to respond to emails this week just because I'll be on vacation and visiting family. So hopefully you're able to get outside, spend some time with your family and friends, and recharge and come back next week ready to go. Thanks everyone, and have a great week.